How to get what you want from men. This is a New York Post article. It's all about gold digging and giving women the necessary information that they need to steal a man's wealth. This is the Experienced Optimist. We'll be going over this article so that men can prepare themselves for these type of gold diggers that'll be going after your money. How to get what you want from men. At age 18, the Detroit native Diane Passage came to New York City with big dreams and zero contacts. 17 years after she first stepped into Times Square, Passage, now 35, has been through it all. She's been married twice, had a son, and raised him as a single mom. She's worked just about everywhere. She sold shoes, sat on charity boards, danced at gentlemen's clubs, started her own company, and even co-produced a Broadway play. Passage thought she had hit it all after marrying super rich financial advisor. So she was a freeloader, basically, which is what you'll find a lot of women nowadays are. They're basically freeloaders. They don't want to work for anything, but they're never called out on their laziness. Kevin Starr, I guess she married Kevin Starr, when in May 2010 he was abruptly taken from his home and jailed. He's now serving a 7-year sentence for a Ponzi scheme fraud, while her own personal funds from a lifetime of work were frozen by the authorities. Lifetime of work. So basically, she was just gold digging on this guy. Probably didn't make too much money. Facing financial hardship once again, she called on the skills she developed from a life. She called on the skills she developed from a lifelong journey of making the best out of difficult situations. That's funny to me because she probably didn't do nothing. She just jumped from guy to guy and made money, basically. She now shares her secrets with the Post. Get this, women are powerful. That's why I've learned from a lifetime of socializing with just every type of female, from exotic dancers to socialites to successful businesswomen. But I wasn't aware of just how powerful women can be until I worked at several gentlemen's clubs, including Scores. So she's a old school harlot. My guy friend said a gentleman's club must be the best place to work ever because men just give money to the dancers. Far from it. The dancers, including me, worked hard every night. Imagine how difficult it is to sell a dance to a customer or a 500 plus per hour private room when he already knows that nothing sexual can happen. How do you get that customer to keep coming back? It was a sales job, one that involved torturous sky-high stilettos and wrestling matches with drunk, horny customers. So here she's trying to make it seem like she had it so hard. You know, if you wanted to really work for a living, she could have probably went into marketing, marketing, sales at a different company where she could still wear stilettos, still look sexy, but actually do something that was productive. Still, the skills I learned at the clubs empowered me to accomplish bigger and better things outside of it, such as raising money for charities, running my own company, and now, and most importantly, rebuilding a solid life for me and my 13-year-old son, Jordan, after a family crisis. Want to get the most from men, careers, and life in general? Here are some of my favorite basic rules. So now she's going to talk about the rules. She's going to give women advice and how they can suck the funds out of men that actually work hard and do something for a living. Number 1, show confidence at all times, especially when you feel it the least. No one will ever know if this is true, but if you believe it, others will too. A friend of mine who was a dancer at a club once gave me the advice to always enter a room proud as a peacock. Stand up straight and move confidently. She worked in Las Vegas, where it's highly competitive for any type of dancer or entertainer. She was a pretty girl, but average in comparison to other women. But wherever she walked, whether it was a club or casino or grocery store, all eyes were on her. Number 2, I can create my own outcome and accomplish any goal. I like to set goals for... This is funny because there's a lot of women that think like this, man. The thing is, a lot of women can think like this because there's always a simp. There's always a dude that's just ready to rescue her. So she could have all these outlandish goals. I remember I met this one lady in LA, and she had hit the wall, but she was still attractive. But she thought she was going to be like this great, like, actress or whatever. And I remember thinking to myself, oh, this lady is straight up delusional. But the thing is, there will always be a simp, especially in LA. There's always be a simp dude that would try to wife her up, and maybe even if he can't get her into a hit show or something like that, he'll shower with money and attention. So let's get back to the harlot thing here. I can create my own outcome and accomplish any goal. I like to set goals for anything, serious or ridiculous. I started doing this when I worked at the club. I set weekly income goals to help me stay focused. Along the way, I set fun goals, attending certain concerts, parties, etc. My most ridiculous goal, hooking up with a certain male porn star. Look at that, man. Harlot behavior. A friend of mine offered to buy the star for me for one night, but I declined. It's far more satisfying to accomplish my goal on my own. Whether your goals are serious, fun, or both, never think that you can't have it all. And that's the problem right there with a lot of women. Have it all. When women say, I want to have it all, generally what they're doing is they're setting their sights way too high. They don't ever look at, can I have it all in terms of, can I have a man with integrity that loves me for me, who can help me and I can help him. They'll look at it like this, look at it like that. They say, I want to have it all. When they say, I want to have it all, it's all about how can me, myself, and I get the most expensive things? How can me, myself, and I take the most expensive vacations? How can I have the most expensive house, the most expensive car? It's always so self-centered, focused on them, and they don't care about other people. All right, number 4. Every girl should know the basics of fishing and dog training. Now get this, guys. Several years ago, my son took an interest in fishing. I had to learn too so I could help him with it. Little did I know the basic fishing knowledge would end up serving me well in the world of romance. When dating, I like to try a fun and sporty approach. As the person who's fishing, I'm able to lead my fish, so I have the advantage of getting what I want. My bait, smile, hair, makeup, clothing, stilettos, and either legs or cleavage, never both at the same time. My hook, a flirty, mysterious demeanor. When I reel a man in, that means I'm getting to know him. He always has the option to free himself from my hook. And I always have the option to throw him back in the dating sea. If I decide to keep my fish, then I switch to boundary setting mode. Right here, she's telling the whole strategy of what women use to screw men over. I've trained the dog, raised the son, and I've been married twice to men who wanted nothing more than to make me happy. I know how not to let a man dominate me. The one consistent thing for all types of men, consistent reinforcement of boundaries and giving rewards when they deserve them. So basically, this lady gave a whole list of how she manipulates men. And this is the same strategy that most women use, right? They use their legs. They use their cleavage. They hook the man. She even used the word hook, right? And then I decide to keep the fish, right? Now she switches to boundary setting mode. And she explains that it's like training a dog. These are the types of women that we're dealing with now in the dating scene. But it gets better. Number 5, my wallet does not exist. This shows just how women are freeloaders. It might sound like an outdated cliche, but if you're a woman, you should, get this, never reach into your wallet while you're in the presence of a man, even if you've been married for years. Not only must the man pay for the main components of a dinner, they must also take care of taxi fare, coat check, and bathroom attendant tips. The woman who believes in this mantra is not a gold digger. This is how they rationalize it, gentlemen. Or obligated to return the favor. The few times I've gone Dutch on dates, it usually results in the man feeling emasculated because of it. Or it means the guy has some sort of money hang up. Can an emasculated guy or someone with issues give you what you want? Not for me. Spoken like a true freeloader. And see, this is what I find disgusting about the attitude of women. What exactly is she doing? So he's paying all this stuff, paying for dinner, coat check, taxi, and you're just paying so that you can be in the presence of a freeloader. If you had a friend that was like that, where every time you went out, you paid for everything, eventually you would say, hey, dude, you got to pay your own way, man. Stop being a freeloader. And you would give them hell. But when it comes to women, just because they have a vagina, you give them a free pass. You can't do that anymore. No more free passes. Get those freeloaders out of your life. Now, number 6. Check this out, guys. My presence is a gift. Know your value and not in dollar amounts. Relationships are work, and work has value. Do the rewards of your relationship satisfy you? What do you want from your partner? Like I said, all about her selfish needs. I broke up with a guy who my friends and I nicknamed the whiny baby because he was too high maintenance emotionally. This wouldn't have been a problem if he could just provided a bit of emotional support in return. So basically, she just wanted him to support her emotionally, and she didn't care about his emotional support. I told him that, and he briefly turned into a decent boyfriend until becoming a whiny baby. I decided my time was too valuable, and he had to go. Just like I stated before, look at this. What exactly is she doing in this relationship that makes her such a good person? She hasn't said anything about the good qualities that she possesses. I haven't seen one good quality. But that's what you're dealing with when you're dealing with these shady gold digger women. Number 7, and this is an important one. Allow your man to believe he is in charge. Men like to play the dominant role in relationships, so why not encourage the fantasy? This summer, I was with a man who was sensitive about women using him for his money. He watched me like a hawk, so my usual tactics were no good. That means her usual shady tactics were no good. But he was open to spending extravagantly at charity events, fine restaurants, and so on. So I invited him to my friend's events, right? So she invited him to a place where he could spend a lot of money, where he was free to spend money. And I remained quietly and pretty as he required me to be. So basically, she looked at his behavior, studied him, which will like a lot of women do, found his weakness, which was he liked to spend money at charity events, So she invited him to her friend's charity event and then allowed him to spend all the money he wanted. This is classic manipulation. Now, if you're MGTOW, you won't get caught up in this. Why? Because you're not going on dates. You would have pumped and dumped this woman. You would not have allowed this woman to get close to you. You would not have started to love a woman like this, because these are types of women that we're dealing with nowadays in the dating game, as I said before. Number 8, and this is a big one, because this is something that you simply cannot tolerate. As a woman, it's my right to act bitchy on occasion. When a man first approaches me, I'm icy cold and dismissive. The weak men leave. The ones who are up for a challenge stick around and show me their charm and wit and may land a date. Refer to mantra number 4, dog training. Along with boundaries, give rewards when due, leading to mantra number 6, value. A woman's time, smile, and interest are valuable and can be rewarded to the man who deserves her attention. Being icy or lukewarm at first also maintains an element of mystery. In addition, refer to mantra number 5, women never pays. A man does not deserve a woman's phone number without buying her and her friends a drink, not to mention paying their entire bar tab. And the most apparent part of getting what you want, knowing that you have power to create outcomes. And you can have fun no matter where your pursuit takes you. So this is the Harpy Harlot Gold Digger. Rules for success with men. If you encounter a bitchy woman, never, ever, ever, ever allow her bitchiness to take you off your game. See, this is the problem with when you're an alpha dude and you got so much game. This is what this woman's looking for. She said the weak men leave. I don't think so. If you're a MGTOW and this woman's super bitchy and dismissive, leave that woman. She can't provide any value for you. She's a gold digger, just like this woman in the article. But see, the Mr. Alpha, I got game guy, he steps right into the trap. Next thing you know, he's shelling out money for dinners, expensive vacations, flying all over the world, losing his money, all because he wants to feel like he can conquer a woman. It is a trick. Well, this is something I just wanted to share with you guys because it shows the true female nature. It shows how many women are gold diggers. Cautionary tale. If I were you, men, I would also stay away from strip clubs, especially in the U.S. They're a haven for freeloaders, sexy freeloaders, trollops, gold diggers, whores in training. Las Vegas especially, it's like the MIT of whores. But anyways, if you like this video, give a thumbs up, like, subscribe, support other MGTOW channels. I'll talk to you guys later.